Hi, this is Marcia, and today we're going to be talking about the power of learning studios. Welcome everybody. We're going to be walking through the different learning studios today and talking about how they all help with the different learning styles. Most of us identify the fact that we are one type of learner, either auditory, visual, kinesthetic, tactile learner. But the reality is that we're all different types of learners. We're just not one. We prefer one style, but we learn content in multiple ways. So today I'm going to walk you through how I set up learning studios with one standard and really kind of walk through how they all connect when we really think about the different learning styles. You ready? Let's get going. All right, student engagement with learning studios. You can find my information right there. Again, my name is Marcia Kish. I'm on Twitter at DSDPD. I'm also on Instagram, Kish Marcia. We have a website, blendedlearningpd.com, and we also have dynaguide.org. So feel free to join in the conversation, watch what we post, and grab any of that information. All right, here we go. So today, when we're setting this up, we're going to think about doing learning studios through the water cycle. So today's lesson, the water cycle. Of course, I have my standards on the board, all that good stuff. But let's just go through and talk about how I would do it through learning studios. In the small group, when the teacher pulls a couple of students back at a time, let's say 4 to 5 students at a time to go over the water cycle, she's going to have the students see a visual diagram of the water cycle. She's going to have the students place different items on the water cycle. So can they actually create the water cycle with arrows, with rain, with rivers, how water flows. So they're going to actually be physically moving items in the small group. And then also they're going to be listening to the teacher and to their group mates about the water cycle. So within that one small group, there are 3 different learning modalities that are going to be happening. Now, when the students leave a small group, they will travel to independent practice. When they leave that small group, they're going to go to independent practice. Now remember, we're still on the water cycle, so they're going to go to the independent practice to work on maybe writing about the water cycle. Maybe they write a story about the water cycle. They're going to go in and maybe they're going to interact with, maybe reading about the water cycle. So they could do this with a partner or they could do it by themselves. But the independent practice is just a way for them to practice that skill away from the teacher. They're learning about the water cycle in a small group. Now they're practicing about the water cycle in the independent studio. All right. Then they will travel to digital content. Inside of digital content, think about it as the second teacher. The teacher might make a video or find a video where they are going to get some experience learning more about the water cycle. They're going to see visual representations about the water cycle. They're going to hear about the water cycle. And of course, they're going to interact with the water cycle depending on what resource is put inside of that digital content. Wow, think about everything that we have going on so far. The students are learning about this content already in 3 studios with at least 5 different learning modalities. And we're not even done yet. When the students leave the digital content, they will travel to Future Ready. In the Future Ready studio, the students are going to be working with a partner, a group, to create, to collaborate. And you know what? They're going to be working on, you guessed it, the water cycle. So in here, they're going to be writing, they're going to be talking, they're going to be kinesthetic, they're going to have experience, and it's going to be interactive. Wow. Learning studios combine all different learning modalities in one 45-minute lesson. The power of learning studios is that the students get to learn the content in all of these learning modalities within a 45-minute class period. By setting up the learning studios, we're guaranteeing that everybody learns the way that they learn best, but they also get experience in other learning modalities. Give learning studios a try and really try to make the connection about why it's important to deploy learning studios when teaching new content or reviewing content. Thanks guys for joining. Good luck, you got this.